Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Properton. Just admiring the rural village that we were working on in our last episode. I'm really happy with how this is coming together. I love this bridge and the water texture here. It looks really great. So we have a few things that we're going to work on in today's video. We're going to be doing some more work here in this rural village, and then we'll actually be moving back over to some of our main populated areas and working over there as well. So lots to do. Pretty excited, and let's get started. So as you recall in the last episode, we hit Big Town, and that was a pretty exciting milestone for us because we finally unlocked oil drilling, which is perfect, exactly what we are needing. So one thing we're going to do real quick first is we're going to buy some tiles, and we're going to purchase that tile there. And we're going to need these ones here as well for a little bit later. Well, there's a car accident there, oh no. I think that should do for tiles for now. We do have 7 more that we can use and lots of expansion points available as well. So first thing is we're actually just going to work over in this area and place down some more residential. Alrighty, so while that grows in, just mostly placing it in because doing some of my testing, we were starting to get warnings, for not enough educated workers for a lot of these businesses. So just want to make sure that we're placing enough residential that, there'll be people living here. And I'm just looking at this house here, and it's going to be massive. So I'm just going to bulldoze it real quick. And then I'll just split the zoning here for a moment, let the new one zone in, and then we'll place it like that. That house might be just a bit too big for this area. So yeah, we'll continue to let these grow in. We'll check back on our village here a little bit later and make sure that everything is growing in nicely. So next we're coming over to this area here. It's nice and flat, which is great. If we kind of come in again to our landscape menu, there's a nice big flat pad here. And what we'll be actually placing in this area is a rail yard. I think our city is kind of to the size where we can finally start placing in a little bit more transportation and those kinds of options. So we just need to unlock it first in the progression panel. If we go to development trees and transportation, we'll unlock train for now, and we'll just leave it there. We have about 13 development points, so we do have options for a lot of other things to unlock, but for now we'll stick with that. So we'll grab our rail yard, and I'll turn our contours on and our info view off, and we'll spin it around so that the road is facing out like so. And we're going to try and place it kind of as close to the rail line there as we can, and we're going to try and sort of get it in the middle just so that right about there should do. And then we'll get this hooked up with a road first. And once that's in place, then we'll be able to keep on working. We can take our contours back on. Let's see, this might not be too bad of a slope. Just try and get that nice and snapped into a 180. And see if we have a road. Maybe if we just bring it up to this one, if we can snap it right in the middle there, then we'll grab one of our 4-lane roads with the median. We'll bring it straight out like so, and just snap it at a 90, like that. And there we go. It's nice and connected, and they've got a U-turn point there for now. But once we expand more in this area, we'll be able to keep building. So we'll come back over and we'll get some of our rail lines hooked up. As far as I understand, you don't need to connect them all, just some need to be connected. So I'm actually just gonna grab one more tile. Seems how we have a couple extra, and we'll just grab these 2 as well, just to give us some space to work with the rail line. And if we connect onto this one, we're using the double train track here, and we're connecting it to the double track there. And we'll take these straight out at a 180. I'm going to turn off snapping to guidelines just so that it doesn't mess with my tracks too much. And same thing on this other side, we'll take it out a little bit, and then we'll come into our contours, and we'll use the continuous, actually we'll try complex curve. We'll take it out on a 180 and snap it and start to bend towards the rail, and if we click again, that bend point stays there, and then we can just sort of bend it into the rail until we're happy, maybe about there, and it makes a really nice complex curve. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Click in once for one bend, click again for another bend, and just drag it till we are happy with where it's connected, like so. So we got our rail yard in for the most part, and we'll try and come back and detail this a little bit later, but we want to make at least a little bit of a nice turnaround option for them. So we'll take a 2-lane road here, and we'll just bend it off for now, and we'll place a small roundabout, and that should work perfectly for vehicles to turn around for now. So one of the first stations that we want to place is actually over here in this community area that we were working on. And we're going to pause the game, and we're going to actually just delete out this road real quick first. Because what we can do is actually fit a train station right up against this plaza here. So we'll come into our transit options, train station. It's quite large. We'll slide it right up to the edge here, and we'll leave it there. This does need a road connection here for parking, but yeah, one of the things we can do is eventually possibly go under this road, and if we rebuilt it, we'd have to kind of plow through this here, but yeah, that gives us an option to possibly connect our rail out this way if we wanted to. Maybe not so much this way because that looks a little too built up, but I digress. So we'll quickly connect up these roads here, and we'll just grab our alley and wrap it around. And I'm just sort of thinking how far to go, maybe there, because there are some upgrades for this medical clinic though that we can still put in. And just looking at this now, thinking about the road size, and I'm just wondering if we should try and flip it around real quick just to give it a bit of a better road connection, because I didn't do this in the testing, but now that I'm looking at it, I kind of think maybe we'll change our minds here. So we'll relocate it and see if it'll just perfect. It's so easy, like instantly to the other side. And that'll be nice, just because this gives us options for adding in some other transit services, sorry, like buses. We could put in a bus station here and that kind of stuff. I just want to see, but I think, no, probably not, because this needs a road connection. We won't be able to connect this road into this one again, but you know, I'm actually okay just leaving that connection out. It seems how we have this really nice junction here that we built. So we'll come in, we can actually unpause the game now, and we'll grab our track here, and we'll just bring it straight out again, right through this road, and we're in the complex curve mode. Leave it straight for now, like so. And then if we use the curve mode, we can actually just curve this track right into this one here, and then that one's connected nicely as well. And we'll have to sort of maybe do a little more bulldozing possibly, just to kind of get, because I don't want too heavy of a curve through here. So we'll just take out a couple of these roads. They were kind of just in place for the time being. We didn't really need them anyway, so, and we'll just come straight out again. See, we will need to fix that road there just in a second. So yeah, we can come back and reconfigure roadways again. It's no big deal. And we'll need another couple tiles, just because I forgot one there is actually all we'll need as well. So we'll come into our slope terrain here, and we'll slope from probably up here and down. So we'll take our brush size down nice and small, and then just drag towards the track. That should give us a nice slope that we can sort of soften afterwards. So much like when we were building our intersection over here. The great thing with these roll tools is you can kind of really drag things right in and then sort of go from there. So if we bring it straight, we're in the curve mode, and then just drag, you can really get a nice bend, and we'll just probably try not to go too far. Maybe about there. That made a fairly nice bend, and then we'll kind of snap into this node here again, straight into the track the other way, and should be able to get a pretty nice curve as well. I think the longer we can make it, sort of the better, just to make it as gentle as possible. And someone who played City Skylines 1 a lot, you would not be able to make these kinds of bends and nodes in the game without heavily modded and that kind of stuff. So I do really appreciate the road tools in City Skylines 2. They're really well done. So come back into our transit menu. We'll get our rail lines going first, and we'll start with this track here. And we'll take this one to an outside connection on the other side of the map. Out here to Albert Booty? I don't know. Hopefully YouTube doesn't censor me for that. But and then we'll grab the other track. Oh Lord, at the train station, and go out to Penrith. There we go. No comment. Back here to complete the route. And then just to start with these train lines, we'll change the colors. How about a nice pink for that one? This one we can do a nice red. And we'll take the vehicles down. Take the ticket price to 10. We'll take this down to 1 on this one. And if you want to find your other train lines, you can actually just click on the train station, and it shows you the 2 lines that come in here. And so we can go view details for train line 2, and we'll take this one down to 1 as well. We'll just bump the price up a tiny bit. So let's go see if we can find our trains. So here's one coming out of the yard. Bit of a small glitch. I think they're probably working on this one as well. You can see, oh, as soon as I mouse over them, the color changes. Oh, there we go. So yeah, so that one's on its way to the rail yard. I really love these trains. Reminds me a lot of the trains that are taken on the Deutschbahn in Germany, and the can't remember the one in Zurich off the top of my head, but anyways, yeah, very nice trains to ride on if you're ever over in Europe. Highly recommend taking some train rides. But anyways, yeah, we got our train station going, and this will be good too to set us up. As I'm recording this video, Colossal Order has mentioned that they are working on the exports bug. So I am hopeful that means that we will be able to put in the rail yard soon, or the cargo station, sorry. So that's kind of what I've been holding off on putting in trains until the city got big enough to sustain the passenger rail, and then eventually the cargo rail as well. All right, so we're just back over in our rural community, and a lot of these houses have grown in really nicely. I'm just checking to see how they're sitting on the train, and it's pretty good. I am curious if I am able to take out these paths without breaking anything. And so far the zoning looks like it's held. If we actually just come in and place a path in behind like this instead, which looks kind of like an aesthetic. And then if we just use some pathing here for a moment, see if we can get some of the zoning onto this road, and then just place a few more houses along here as well, and then attempt to delete the path and see if that keeps the zoning happy. It did. Excellent. See if we can delete that one as well. No. Okay. So anyways, I don't have to play with this right now, but I was just curious to see if we could sort of change it up a little bit, but these ones are sitting on a little bit more of a slope anyways. So we are getting the one warning here. What are they missing? An educated person. So I'm sure it'll take some time. There's probably still people moving into these houses. That one's occupied. This one is not occupied. Their wealth is wretched. Let's just take a look real quick to see. He's unemployed. They might have just moved in. Let's see what the building. It's not giving any of the warnings as it's missing stuff. So we'll keep an eye on that, see how this little area grows. Another one there. Yeah, I'm sure there will be more people moving over, but one thing we can do, and I was sort of playing with this in testing as well, is on our buses we'll get a stop sign, and we'll actually just run a bus from this area. So if we come into our line tool, we can start a new route there, and we'll bring it all the way out and down. Apologies for the massive zoom out. And we'll kind of have it connect maybe right into one of our main bus stops in the downtown area. See what if we can have one. I'm worried about that stop getting too busy, so maybe what we'll do real quick is we'll just quickly switch, put another shelter down there. And can we get, I'm guessing it probably, yeah, it didn't stick, so that's okay. We'll start there and then quickly run back over to our rural area, and we'll get a bus stop in there and just make sure that it's in 62 Chester Lane so that we know there's a stop there now, and then come back to finish the line when it's completed. And then if we go into our bus lines, we'll just change the color again so that we know which one is which, and maybe we'll make it a nice forest green. Seems how it goes on the highway there. And there's a lot of buses, so we'll just take it right down to 5. And we'll also just drop the ticket price slightly just to kind of maybe incentivize people to use it, and then we'll see how that bus line ends up working for us. Well, all those things grow in. We have this nice, beautiful train station that's starting to get nice and busy. And the good thing is, part of my plan for the master planned area was that we now have a lot of office demand as well as some more medium density residential. So what we can do is we can start placing in some more of these offices now that the demand is there. And again, we'll just use our little path trick to clean up some of the zoning. So I'm gonna be building in this area for just a little bit, so we'll slip over into a time lapse and then we'll come back and keep going. Alright, in this part of the video, we start working on our oil industry. I had some mic issues here, so the live commentary is gone, but I can talk about what we are building in this area. We're looking to start adding in our oil industry in this area, as you can see by the natural resources on the map there. And we can place it here since our air pollution blows into the hills, much like our other industrial area over here. I started off by getting our roadway networks placed out, and I connect to the collector near our existing industry area, which you'll see here in just a moment. Then when placing down our natural resources, I tried to make the areas a bit smaller so that there would be less assets that spawned in the middle of them. As well, when I was placing them out, a few of them glitched, so I had to delete them and then place them back down. We'll transition into a bit of a time lapse and we'll get this part of the area built. Once all our oil industry is in place, we'll come back and talk about what else we are building here. So in this area, after placing out these road types, I decided I wanted to try and blend it in with the oil industry. Here I was just trying to talk about how I made them smaller and to have the less assets spawn in, but yeah, sorry I lost some of the audio here, guys. But yeah, we are going to look at the natural resources and then go into our development tree. And we unlock the large sports park so that we can add some of our community center type assets here. So we spend the development points there, and then what we'll do is we'll start placing down a few sports parks and different assets in this area, and then also surround it with some commercial, and we'll increase some of the residential as well. One thing we looked at using was the community pool. It's a summer asset, so we wasn't really sure about placing it or some of the the best place to place it down, but end up deciding to use it anyways, just because it simply was something useful to have. Summer will come again on this map, even though we are actually close to winter, but settle on placing it there. And then we place the soccer field and try and center it the best I can in this area as well. I surround it with a few more other small parks. I think that included the tennis courts and a couple basketball courts. And then I dip back into a bit of a time lapse anyways, which we'll do here shortly, and continue with a bit of a green belt and adding in our industrial as well as our commercial. All right, so pretty happy with how Properton is coming together. Winter is arriving into this map, so the colors are starting to change again. But yeah, I'm gonna leave the episode here today. Did hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a comment or a like below. And you know, feel free to leave any suggestions and feedback. Check out my community tab as well. There's a poll up about holiday content. I'm going to be very busy flying basically from the 21st through to the 28th to get everyone home for Christmas and those kinds of things. So I'm going to be very busy and also looking for a bit of a break over the holidays. So yeah, let me know what you'd like to see. We've got some options of City Skylines 1 speed builds with some holiday themed music in the background, no commentary. Maybe a City Skylines 2 tips and tricks, or maybe some City Skylines 2 just speed builds with no commentary, and maybe we'll find a nice winter map and that kind of stuff. But yeah, if you have other suggestions, feel free to leave it on the poll as well. So thanks again for tuning in today. Do appreciate it. Take care. Bye-bye.